What's up, everybody? I'm Tyler. That's Cher. We're at Carmel's, and Tyler, the creator, dropped an album called "Call Me by Your Name." I mean,
you are actually so stupid. Tyler, the creator, dropped an album. Call Me If You Get Lost.
Yeah, it took you a little bit to know the name.
This album is a follow-up to one of the best albums of all time.
Yeah, it's probably my favorite album of all time. It's just
one of my all-time favorites.
Yeah.
Igor was a culture shock, to be honest. It won the Grammy. I mean, it was his biggest album. It went #1. DJ Khaled threw a fucking hissy fit.
It's mysterious. It was mysterious
music.
shit.
Not no mysterious shit.
And honestly, I wasn't expecting a Tyler album this year, despite the 2-year drops that he does on his cycle. There was just something, I don't know, it's just a Tyler album didn't feel real. I was expecting something. What the fuck was I expecting? I don't fucking know. It's Tyler, the creator. It's fucking Tyler, the creator.
If you guys didn't get this already, we don't have a script for this or anything. I just wrote some notes. We're just going into this talking about the album that Tyler, the creator, has dropped. Me and Jared were talking about our predictions before this album dropped, and me and him were predicting that this will be Tyler just rapping his ass off, and it being very surface level, but also, you know, a victory lap for him. A well-deserved victory lap after 2 albums with really consistent narratives, really, you know, grounded albums. Yeah, we kind of got that, I would say. It is a well-deserved victory lap, I think, for Tyler.
It is.
Yeah.
It is, for
but
sure.
It's not as surface level as me and Jared thought it was going to be at all.
Even on his victory lap, Tyler is trying to make a great fucking album, and that's exactly what he did.
And he succeeded.
That is exactly what he did. Yeah. Inviting DJ Drama on here to just create some fucking, like, a mixtape that sounded like it came from Dat Piff.
You want to just talk about the cons first that we have with the album? Because honestly, when it comes to the cons, me and Jared are probably nitpicking. My cons are very simple. This album isn't anything groundbreaking. I would say it isn't bringing anything that new for Tyler. It's stuff that we've already seen from him, but elevated to a whole new level. I think Run It Up is kind of a weak track, but I still think it's a pretty decent track.
Like Tyler said, like, marking out the cons here is definitely nitpicking. However, on the first listen, I didn't experience as much enjoyment that I did on the second or third listen. This is an album that just grows on by the listen. However, there is some things that on the first listen, my thoughts just haven't changed. I'm just gonna start it with a hot take. We're gonna rip it off hot like a Band-Aid. I don't like the Lil Wayne song, and I think that Lil Wayne's verse is phoned in. I'm just not a huge fan of it. How? I'm not huge on it.
I don't know how though.
I like the one. I like Dropping Seeds. Isn't that that's the one off of Flower Boy, right? I liked that verse that he did better than the one.
I don't know how though. It was his flow was so nice. He had some fucking bomb ass lyrics on there.
I was just
taking the L here.
I was very underwhelmed. Okay, going on to Wilshire, which is a song that honestly showcases Tyler's best lyricism yet, I'd say, and storytelling. Like, it's a great storytelling song. However, this song is 9 minutes, and the instrumental doesn't really have that much progression in it either. It's too long. And honestly, like, the narrative of the song is like something that can be simplified really easily. But once again, that's nitpicking because it showcases some of his best lyricism. Let's talk about the main thing that's getting talked about, though, as far as the cons go, and that is DJ Drama. A lot of people do not understand. They're like, who the fuck is this guy yelling over these tracks? Why the fuck is he here? DJ Drama is a legend, and I do think that it enhances the album pretty significantly, but him showing up for the 4th time on the second song was a bit obnoxious on the first listen. Yeah, keep going.
It definitely grows on you. At first listen, I was like, Jared told me that was one of his biggest gripes with the album. But then, you know, by the listen, DJ Drama on these songs grows on you. But there's still something about that second track. Right after Tyler's spitting a verse, he'll come in it's still kind of iffy for me because it is a, like, he showed us up a lot on Corso, but it is growing on me, and it's not really bothering me anymore.
Let's go over the easy things now, and that's what we love.
This album has no clear narrative. Okay, so this isn't entirely true, and I knew this when I was saying it. I just explained this really badly. There is a concept and theme that runs throughout the album, and that theme is Tyler is in love with this girl, but this girl has a boyfriend, and obviously this idea gets explored more on Wilshire, but there is lines throughout the album that lead up to that song. What I'm just trying to say is that what I said earlier, the album isn't as grounded, it isn't as conceptual as Tyler's last two projects. So I just want to get that out of the way so there isn't comments about it. So yeah. That isn't a bad thing, of course. It's a victory lap for Tyler, blah, blah, blah. We already said this. This album is very personal and probably Tyler's most personal to date. Tyler obviously has a lot of thought and sentiment going into this album, but you can also tell that he's relaxing a bit more with this. He's unwinding compared to his last two albums. Yeah, that's what I gotta say at first.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, definitely his most, like, Masa is probably the most personal song that I've ever heard from him, where he's like reflecting on his career. He also said, I might buy that crib in Seattle. Please do. A big pro for me definitely were the features. I don't think that there was, other than Wayne, I don't really think that there was any bad features. I think Domo fucking killed it. But, like, Lil Uzi could have phoned that verse in and it probably still would have been passable. But Uzi went off.
Yeah, like, he did.
The flows and everything. And then Pharrell. What the fuck? Like, I was listening and like, what?
Yeah, Pharrell hasn't really delivered with a verse like that in a while. So it was kind of surprising when he came in like that. I honestly didn't expect that. I expected background vocals.
No. And then you've got 42 Dugg and NBA Youngboy. 42 Dugg at first, okay, I will admit, I took the L. I thought that 42 Dugg's verse was bad.
From the beginning, I've been fucking with it. From the beginning, I knew he went hard.
That song Lemonhead has become one of my most like replayable songs off the album. And then you've got Youngboy, like on a G-Funk instrumental, essentially.
Yeah.
Like just fucking killing it on the back end of that song. What's Your Name is just an incredible song.
Yeah.
All around too.
Youngboy's verse is what Playboi Carti's verse was on, or Igor. It was just iconic. I think it's better than Playboi Carti's verse, to be honest. And like, I don't know, man. He went so fucking crazy. My favorite feature was Youngboy, personally.
It's between Youngboy and 42 Dugg. Yeah, and that's honestly. Oh, Domo killed it too. Yeah, Domo killed it. Like, you gotta give it. Okay, another one of my favorite tracks is Rise. Rise is so good.
The production on this album is really crisp. I mean, like, that's a good way to describe it. There are some, like, Griselda type beats on here, like the first track, obviously, but also in, like, the one with Wayne in the last track, very Griselda type tracks, and I think Tyler does it better, in my opinion. I think this album is very consistent. He went the fuck in with career best verses, like Masa, of course. Another thing is, he has elements of almost all of his last albums, but like elevated to a new level. Like with
it's a culmination of his sounds.
Yeah, like Sweet. Yeah, like Sweet. I Thought You Wanted to Dance is like an Igor cut. He does his Goblin / Wolf shit kind of on Juggernaut. This is a great fucking album from him. I think this actually makes him have one of the best 3 album runs in hip-hop, if you want to count Igor in there, because Igor has hip-hop elements. I think Tyler did something crazy here. I think I'm not disappointed one bit with this.
I honestly think that this was the best move for Tyler. He's someone that has just been so successful his entire career, and he's matured. He's gotten so much better musically. He's taking all of these sounds. He's just like adding them to this one, just like in a more mature way. I don't even know. This album is just it's fucking great, and it's gonna be a part of, in my opinion, I'm gonna say it, one of the best album runs of all time.
Yeah.
In all 100%. Honesty, even in a project where he's not taking any like incredible risks, or he's not going too outside the box, he's still finding ways to like blow my mind.
Yeah, that's our thoughts of this album, everybody. Jared, what was your favorite track?
My top 2, I've got to go with Sweet and I Thought You Wanted to Dance. Can that like count? Is that like...
That's okay. One.
Sweet and I Thought You Wanted to Dance, What's Your Name, and then Rise.
My top 3 on the album are Masa, Was Your Name. The third one's hard.
It's so fuck. I forgot Juggernaut too. Dude,
I thought you wanted the dance. I thought no. There's so many. Okay, let's not just do a. My favorite track is Masa, but like, yeah, this whole entire album is fucking great. It's hard to pick from favorite tracks from it because it's so fucking consistent. That's our thoughts.
Stream the fucking album. Yeah, stream the fucking album, and also from the previous Omegle post, fuck the person that said Doja Cat's album was better.
Oh yeah.
That was ridiculous. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Thanks for watching our messy ass discussion. We hope you enjoyed it. It's just us talking about the album, not a crazy post, just kind of simple.
Yeah, there'll be posts like these that cover like main artists, like when main artists
drops, we're gonna fucking do this, obviously, you know what I mean? You think Kendrick's gonna drop?
Yeah.
You think he retired? Do you think he retired like other people say he did? I don't think he did.
What if he's dead?